So why is experimentation so important? Well, there are two reasons, really. The first really critical reason is because we don't know what the future will hold. We can't make plans. Nobody planned a pandemic. The experts in forecasting will tell you today that if you're really outstanding at forecasting and you consult a very wide range of sources and you're constantly updating your information and you're constantly changing your forecasts to make them a bit more refined and you assign probabilities to them, then maybe if you're fantastically good at that, the furthest out you can do reliable forecasting is 400 days. If you're like the rest of us, it's closer to 150 days. So this idea of having a life plan that I'm going to start here and go there and then 5 years later go somewhere else, I think you can pretty much forget that. We don't know really what the big industries in the future will be. We don't know which will suddenly emerge out of nowhere, which will die, which will suddenly find a new lease of life. We can do lots of research and see what the trends are. But one of the difficulties in the complexity of life today is suddenly things come out of the blue that are no function of a trend, just as the internet in the 1990s came out of the blue. And suddenly every company in the world had to adapt. So experiments are ways of sensing the world, of getting a sense of what's going on, what's happening out there, learning about what's happening in the world when it's so unpredictable. It's about becoming very alert to change. And it's also about getting very good at change, because you can't get good at change by reading about it. You can only ever become really good at change by doing it, by trying things and learning not just about the world, but about yourself. What kinds of people do I like to work with? What kind of pace of work do I like? Where do I like to live? And what's the kind of routine that I want in my life? There are two issues about this. One is you keep changing yourself. So the experiments keep teaching you about where you are now. And the world itself keeps changing. So experiments are, in a way, how you keep yourself up to date.